Hey everyone, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. My name's Leslie and you are with me down in my kitchen on the farm, and I am thrilled to have you here. Listen, you're probably going to hear this intro again in just a minute, but I wanted to go ahead and just say, if you've been following us this week, this is sandwich week for us because we are having vacation Bible school. It's crazy busy at night and I haven't been cooking suppers. So I've been doing sandwiches this week, and I had promised that we were going to do kind of a fancy sandwich, but I'm actually going to hold off on that one more day. And let me explain why. Because I really have no idea how Bryant will feel about that sandwich. It's up in the air. So we call it frou-frou food, fancy food, whatever. Some things he likes, some things he doesn't. So I have no idea how he's going to respond. Well, if I hold off one more day, that will be Friday. And we don't have Vacation Bible School on Friday night. And that is usually our date night. So if by chance he doesn't like his sandwich at lunch, I know for a fact he'll get a good dinner because we'll go out to eat somewhere and he will get a good meal on that day. So, I'm going to hold off one more day. But today, sandwich is really not a sandwich. It's kind of a wrap. I don't know what you call it. But anyway, it happens to be my favorite. My favorite. So, with that being said, I'm going to get started, but I'm going to take you back to yesterday because I actually started prepping a few things yesterday. Now, you don't have to prep the day ahead. You can do it all on the same day, but I am going to take you back to yesterday, so stay tuned. You're going to hear the welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife intro again, so hang tight. I'll be right back. Hey everyone, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm losing my voice. I'm so glad you're here. My name's Leslie. Welcome to my kitchen. I am thrilled to have you here. It is a hot day here in North Carolina. It is going to be the hottest day of the year, I do believe, or so far of the season, thus far. We have actually been out. We had a cow have twins last night. One twin made it, the other did not. So hang tight, I'll be right back. Sorry, that was Bryant calling. But anyway, one of the twins they were large, they were very large. One of the twins made it, the other one did not. It's actually not a good thing that one didn't make it, but that could have been catastrophic. The mom and both babies could have died in childbirth, and so we are super thankful that mom and the other baby is okay. Super sad that the other one did not make it. And we're out checking to be sure we can find them all. There is one that we have not been able to locate, and so I just got back in from looking one field, and so we're just hoping the heat does not take a toll on the animals. So we have searched all the fences. All the fences are good, so we know it's not out. It's probably hunkered down in the shade somewhere or down in the creek cooling off somewhere. So anyway, and Bryant's taken a load of calves to the sale, and I am in here prepping for, what am I prepping for? I am prepping for chicken souvlaki. We're going to go ahead and get our tzatziki sauce made. If you know anything about tzatziki sauce, it is kind of the base is cucumbers. So I have, let me get you turned down here. I have an English cucumber that I've cut in half, leaving the skin on. And I'm going to cut each half in half. I'm also going to take a spoon, and I'm just going to clean out. These aren't really seeded that much, but I'm going to take just a little bit of this pulp out, only because that's where a lot of liquid is. And you just take a spoon and scrape down, because you want to kind of get some of that liquid out. And so there's a real pulpy center. And I just take a spoon. I don't work on it hard. I don't spend a lot of time. I just take the spoon, it's easy as that. And we'll toss this or munch on it or whatever we want to do. But this will not, the pulp will not go in our tzatziki sauce. Okay, now I had a hand grater that I use when I make tzatziki sauce, but it got broke. So I'm gonna try my cheese grater. Now I always kind of run some water over the bottom. It just sticks better. And I lock it down, which is what I just did. Now I'm gonna put everything together. I'll bring you back when we start to chunk up or grate up the cucumber. So we're gonna see how this works on cucumbers. Let me, I'll grab the center here. There we go. Grab these two parts. I'm going to put just the regular cheese grater attachments in, and you just flip those in there, and it just snaps in, easy peasy. Now the only thing I have left to get out is the handle for this. I'll go ahead and stick that in there. Let me grab the handle. I'll be right back. All right, everybody, I got the handle out, so we're going to place that on there, and then this just screws in. There we go, and then we just turn. So now let's just pray it works well on the cucumbers. I believe it's working great. It didn't want to take that last little bit of skin, but that's okay. I'm going to actually try putting two down in there together and see if that works any. This has worked wonderfully. Now you will have some cucumber juice to clean up, so let me go ahead and tell you. All right, and again, I'm going to reach in and get what little bit of skin it didn't chew up. And we'll pull this out. All right. And we got one more half to go. Again, it left some skin. That's okay. That is totally fine. All right. I'm going to be sure we have all this goodness right here. All right. Let me get this cleaned up and put in the sink and grab some salt, and I'll be right back. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to take a tablespoon, if I can get it off, of salt. Why do they make things so hard to get into? Okay, I'm going to take a tablespoon of salt and sprinkle that into my cucumber. I know that seems like a lot, but that's going to actually season the majority of the tzatziki sauce, and it is just serving as a purpose to get the water out. A lot of the salt will actually drain out. So I'm just taking the spoon, I've scraped the pulp out, And I'm stirring that salt in really well. I want to get everything coated in this cucumber. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this sieve here, and we're going to have liquid immediately, so I probably need to grab a towel or something. And we're going to just set this in the sink and let it drain. Let that salt do its work. I'm going to grab, well, let me just use the plate. I'm going to grab the plate. Look at that liquid on my table. All right, let me get that cleaned up. I'll be right back. So the reason I salted the cucumbers and the reason I want to draw the liquid and the water out is because we want a creamy tzatziki sauce. We don't want a watery tzatziki sauce. And I like it to be fairly thick and, you know, coat things well. So that's why we put the salt. It draws the liquid out of that cucumber. I will, in just a little bit, take some paper towels, press it, and be sure we have all the liquid out. Now, there is one thing that I am missing from this recipe, and that is dill. I thought I got it. I'm pretty sure I saw it, but I can't find it. So, that's okay because I'm making this sauce a day early. We can just go get it tonight, put it in tonight. It'll still be perfect. It'll have time to the flavors to marry and everything. No problem whatsoever. So just know that we're going to add some dill. In case I forget to show it, we're going to add a couple of teaspoons of fresh dill. Now, tzatziki sauce base is a Greek yogurt. So I bought 2 of the small Greek yogurts. And if there's a lot of liquid, you can drain that off. But this usually doesn't have a whole lot. So I'm not. Again, the reason is because you want a creamy tzatziki sauce, not necessarily a watery one. So I'm using 2 of these small containers of plain, don't get vanilla, ugh. You want to get plain Greek yogurt. So I have 2 of those. And then the 2 of these, we're going to add some sour cream. There's a little bit more liquid on this one, so I am going to drain that off. The other one didn't have a whole lot. So if you see a lot of liquid, go ahead and drain that off. Again, for the exact reason I said a while ago, I mentioned a while ago. All right. So to that, we're going to add a half a cup of sour cream, and I'm just going to eyeball that. I'm not going to measure, but just know it's a half a cup if you're needing measurements. We're going to say that's a 1/4. There's a half. All right. All right, so I'm going to take this and we're going to give this a nice stir. Look at this. It's already looking so good. Chicken souvlaki is one of my favorite things. We lived in the Winston-Salem area, and there were tons of Greek restaurants up there. All right, now I'm going to add some garlic powder or granulated garlic to this. The actual recipe calls for minced garlic. Now, I normally love and prefer minced garlic, but for some reason, if I get a bite of a minced garlic in my tzatziki sauce, it's very off-putting to me, but I still want that garlic flavor. So I'm going to go in with granulated garlic. Okay, and we're going in with a tablespoon of olive oil. And a tablespoon of white wine vinegar. You could use any kind of vinegar if you don't have white wine vinegar. Any kind would work. Apple cider would be perfect. All right, and let's add in some black pepper. A half to a whole teaspoon of black pepper. I had a little whisk. What did I do with that? Where did I put it? I don't see it. Oh my goodness, y'all. This smells so good already. Okay, I'm gonna go grab some paper towels, squish out that cucumbers, make sure all the liquid is out. We'll add that to this. And then tonight when we get home, we will also add in the dill. And we'll taste it to see if it needs any salt. I don't want to add salt right now because remember, we put salt in the cucumbers. I don't want to add any salt until we know for sure what it needs. But y'all, look at that. Oh my goodness. All right, let me squeeze out the cucumbers. I'll be right back. And before I add the cucumbers, I've got the paper towels. I've pushed them down. I'm just letting that paper towel sit there for just a minute. Before we add that, I want to add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. You can squeeze a fresh lemon or bottled lemon juice, whichever you prefer. We're going to get that mixed in, and then we're going to add in our cucumbers. This is such a refreshing, but yet, oh, it's wonderful. And in just a minute, we're going to start taking care of our chicken and getting it marinating, ready for chicken souvlaki. And fixing the tzatziki sauce, marinating the chicken, these are things you can do a day or so ahead. This is what makes this a fast meal, is when you do things ahead of time. All right, let me grab the cucumber. All right. We're coming in here with this cucumber. Still very liquidy. I probably could have let it drain a little while longer. Oh my goodness. This is going to be so good. Now, sometimes I'm noticing there's some like long grated strings of cucumber. You could have taken your knife and ran that around to chop it up a little bit. It doesn't bother me because it just doesn't. But whatever you prefer. Now, remember, we still have to add some dill, but I'm going to go ahead and get this in the refrigerator, let the flavors start marrying together. And once we add the dill and it sits overnight, I will taste it to see if we need to add salt or not. But right now, we're going to call this almost done. And we're going to pack it up in the refrigerator. And I'll see you right back while we get the chicken ready. All right, everyone. I had 3 chicken breasts. I've already cut 2 of them up. I'm going to trim off any of this, big, thick fat. We don't necessarily need that. There's a little bit of a bloody area, too. I like to cut those off. That's just me. That's just me. Now, if it has little bits of fat, like right here, I'll leave that because, that adds flavor. But if it's that big, hard fat, I usually cut it off. And I'm just going to cut these. My good knife is dirty. I need to just wash it and use it. But anyway, I'm trying to do this in a hurry. And so I'm just going to cut these chicken strips into bite-sized cubes. And then we're going to put some oil on them and some seasoning and have them just marinate up and get ready to be made into some delicious chicken souvlaki. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Sure. I'm gonna cut that little piece out. Because I don't know what happened there, so it's just, I think it's totally fine because that blood cooks out. It's gonna be totally fine. I'm just funny that way. I left a little bit in, but that's okay. And here is a little piece of tendon I like to take out as well. I know I'm throwing away some good chicken there, but that's okay. All right, because we have more than enough right here. All right, let me get this out of the way. Let's clean up, wash my hands. I'll bring you right back as we get this all seasoned up and ready to marinate. All right, so let me tell you what you're gonna need for this chicken to season it up. You're gonna need some oil. I'm using olive oil. I use some garlic. I use salt. I use pepper. I bet you couldn't have guessed that. And the seasoning of choice for chicken souvlaki, I am sure, is oregano. And I could not get my eye on my jar of just plain oregano. And my back was saying, hey, Leslie, I don't feel like you standing here and searching for oregano. And I said, well, hey, back. Okay, I won't. I'll just use Italian seasoning. So that's what we're going to use. It's close enough. There's oregano in here, plus some other stuff. It may even make it better. So let's go ahead. I'm going to get you guys turned down here. And I'm just going to kind of sprinkle it with salt. And some of you may be asking, what kind of salt am I using? This is Redmond's real salt. I've lost my little spoon for my pepper. I'm going to add some pepper in here. Now remember, we hadn't stirred this up, so look, you can tell I've fried bacon or Bryant actually fried bacon the other day. I need to wash my Crocs. Not my shoes, but my salt and pepper Crocs. All right, let's go in with some garlic. Let's go in with Italian seasoning. And now some oil. Now let's give this a stir because we want everything coated. And look, if you put enough oil in here, you don't have to put extra oil in your frying pan. You just cook it in this very marinade. All right, y'all, I think that's perfect. I think that is looking some kind of good. All right. So we are going to put the lid on this, stick this in the refrigerator, let it hang out till tomorrow. And then we'll be making some chicken souvlaki. It's going to be delicious. So in the refrigerator, this goes. I'm going to put everything up, and I'll see you back in just a second. So you may be wondering why I'm taking the time to go ahead and make the tzatziki sauce and marinate the chicken ahead of time. Well, let me tell you. First of all, it makes it that much better. Second of all is I'm not planning on having this for another day or two, but I might as well, because Bryant and Daniel have taken a load of cows to the sale. It is the hottest day thus far this season here at the house, and we are poultry farmers. We have commercial poultry houses, and you do not get far away from the house when it is this hot. You just don't. You stay at the farm. Somebody has to be here at the farm in case something were to happen. I'd have to call somebody and say, what do I do? But somebody has to be here to take care of alarms that go off. It's just a bad time to be away from the house. My plan was to go to Winston-Salem today, but with them going to the sale, I had to stay here. So I might as well make the tzatziki sauce and get my chicken marinating. That way it's that much better when we cook it. So if you can do it ahead of time, great. If not, do it early that morning and you'll be ready by the afternoon. It doesn't matter. But so anyway, I just thought I'd explain why I'm going ahead and doing this, even though we're not going to have supper tonight. So, all right, I'll see you guys back in just a little bit. Okay, so with the tzatziki sauce, don't forget the dill. I, however, was never able to locate mine, and I did not get by the grocery store yesterday. So mine is going to be minus the dill. It's still going to be delicious. I actually, if it's really thick when I get it out of the refrigerator, I may add it to, may add a little bit of pickle juice to it. Just if it's really thick, I may add a little pickle juice that has dill in it. But if not, I'm not going to worry about it. But you want to add about 2 teaspoons of dill. So let me tell you, I got my chicken out. The fat has all solidified because it was in the refrigerator. So, but that's okay because we're going to throw it in a skillet and it's going to heat up and melt down and cook and be delicious. Now, because these are lunches, I wanted to think easy, quick, fast, and do things kind of the easy, lazy way. So instead of slicing up peppers and onions, I have a bag of frozen. Now, we won't use this whole thing, but I'm going to use this just to make a quick, easy getaway with it. All right, so we're going to head to the stove. We're going to get this chicken going. I'll see you over there. So if you can see my living room, it's a mess. Just overlook it. But let me talk to you about the frying pan. You're going to want one that has a lid, or one you can set like a cookie sheet over and make a lid. Because once we get it to frying and once we get it, you know, going, we want to cover it because that makes the chicken super tender. So you're not worried so much about getting a brown piece of chicken. You're just worried more about getting a done piece of chicken and a tender piece of chicken. So I'm going to get it started first and get it cooking to where I feel like it's, you know, cooking pretty good, and then we'll cover it. Then we'll add the onions and peppers to it. So, all right, let's get you moved over here. And like I said, my chicken, the fat in here has solidified. But that's okay because we need the fat for it to cook in. And we may even have to add more. We'll wait and see. I don't think so. But we'll just wait and see. And I'm wanting to scrape out all that goodness because there's flavor left in there. All right, we're going to get it to going. I'll see you back when it gets, you know, going pretty good, and we'll see if we need to add any more oil of any type. So I'll bring you back in just a second. All right, it's cooking up really good. You want to take your spatula or whatever you have and break up, make sure all your chicken pieces are apart and ready. Now, if you were to marinate this the day of that you're going to be cooking this, don't refrigerate it. Just put it in the oil and the seasoning and let it sit at room temperature. Because I always feel like meat cooks better when it's at room temperature. But that's not the case that I was able to do. But so in just a little bit, we're going to start flipping, and I believe we have plenty of oil in here. It's going to be perfect. So, all right, I'll bring you back when we start turning it over. All right, you can see some of the chicken turning white. So I'm going to take my spatula and just kind of start stirring it around. Trying to get them all flipped over the best I can. I'm not going to take a lot of time with each individual piece like I am that one. Oh. Some of them are browning really pretty, and that's fine. Don't worry about, I mean, if you get brown, that's great. If you don't worry about it, because like I said, it's not about a piece of fried chicken. It's about a piece of tender chicken. All right, I'm going to give it just another minute or two on high, on the flip side. And then what I'll do is I'll turn it down and we'll cover it for a little while. And let it get good and tender. All right, we're gonna let it cook for just another minute or two, and then we'll turn it down and put the lid on. Okay, everybody, we are at perfection with these. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it down, all the way down, and I'm gonna add in some of our peppers and onions. Now, you can serve chicken souvlaki any way you want. You can put tomatoes on it, you can put lettuce on it, you can put anything. I prefer just the peppers and onions and the chicken. Hey, if you had used fajita seasoning, this is a great way to make fajita chicken. So I'm going to put the lid on this and just let, because I don't want anything really to brown anymore at this point. I just want it to get nice and tender and soft. So I have the burner on low. I'm going to put the lid on, and we are going to just let that hang out probably until Bryant gets back from the farm, and then we'll be ready to eat. So I am so excited. This is absolutely my favorite. Okay, everyone, Bryant has come in from the farm. He washed his hands, but I'm making him go change his shirt. So that's what he's doing now. He's changing his shirt. I have just dipped up some of the chicken and peppers and onions and just got it out of the juice. I have taken a pita bread. Now, souvlaki is traditionally pita bread. So I have taken a pita bread, put a wet paper towel on it, and just nuked it in the microwave. Maybe cooling off a little bit. Need to do that again. And I have my tzatziki sauce out here. And so we're just waiting on him. I'm going to go heat this up again real quick. I'll be back in just a second. All right, I'm going to start, but I'm going to put a little layer of tzatziki sauce down first. That's one of my favorite things in the world. So I'm going to put a little bit down here. I don't think you can have too much tzatziki sauce, do you?
No, she loves it. When she orders extra, if we go to a restaurant that has it. Did you make the tzatziki sauce?
I did make it.
From scratch?
From scratch.
Let me try it.
You try it while I'm fixing your
dip in over here where
souvlaki.
they can't see me. Look right there. There we go. Somebody said the other day, oh, that's amazing, Mom.
Is that good?
Oh, really good. Somebody said the other day, when we were filming the club sandwiches, and I got done tasting the club, and I reached back across and I got the pickle.
They thought that was the funny
They
part.
said the pickle grab was the most funniest part of the whole video.
All right.
Oh, we're just going to share this one?
We're going to share.
Okay, let's put some more tzatziki sauce on it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we
All
go.
right. So let's get you guys turned up here, and we're going to give this a try.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, and just because it's my favorite, I'm going to take the first bite.
Can you believe that? Here we go.
Ah, I got to find a good bite to
that's
take.
a big pita, too. They make smaller pitas, too. You can actually do this in a wrap, if you want to do it in a wrap, too.
Yeah.
Pita. A little more substance with the pita. All right, here we go. We know we're
Oh,
gonna,
my goodness, that's so good.
we know we're going to like this, you know what I mean? Hang on. The other day I went back and I was watching a video, the meatball sub video.
And you couldn't find the napkin?
You guys let me finish that video with cheese on my mouth. Can you believe that? You didn't stop me.
I didn't see it.
Look at that goodness right there. Peppers, onions, chicken that has been...
That is restaurant good.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say it myself. Both sides. That's delicious. That needs to be, I mean, it is in a restaurant, but mine needs to be in a restaurant.
This is the go-to sandwich you can make at home.
So easy. Y'all saw how easy it was. Can be done the same day or a day ahead. Doesn't matter. So good. Alright.
Your marinade, Italian dressing, oil,
Italian seasoning.
Italian seasoning.
Oil,
A little bit
salt and
garlic.
pepper, a little bit of garlic.
Yeah,
He knows.
very simple.
He knows. So yeah, this is so good. You've got to try it. I'm begging you. If you've ever tried anything, you have got to give this a try. It is so good. So easy to make.
The tzatziki sauce, that cucumber flavor, it's just right.
Yep. And all you need is a hand grater. You don't need one of the fancy things like I had or one of the crank things I have. If you just have a box grater, you can grate your cucumber up. So good. The main thing is to be sure to get the liquid out of the cucumber. And it's even good without the dill. It's so good.
It's no big deal.
No big deal. No big deal not to have the deal. So anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Hey, don't go anywhere. We've got some farming videos. Bryant had a little bit of a catastrophe yesterday.
Oh, Lord.
And so we're going to show you that in just a second.
We've had catastrophes for 2 weeks.
It has been a problem month on the farm, for sure. So don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss this. I'll come back and say bye in just a second.
All right, Daniel and I are over here at the other herd, and you can see Mama Cow right there has just freshly had that calf right there. That's life on the farm right there. She's not completely done yet. She's still passing the afterbirth right there, but a beautiful life on the farm. Beautiful sign. Wednesday morning. We're actually probably going to carry a couple calves to the sale today. Let's see if we can call them up here and get them separated. Woo! Cows bow! Go, girls! They follow the sound of the gator because they know the gator's the feed wagon. It's got the feed in it. Watch it.
Even done. 44, hang it even to now 4, 143, round 6, 2400, hang it even to now 4, hang it even to now 4 here, hang it even to now 4, pound here, minimum round 6.
I've had something happen today I've never had happen in 50 years of life. We come to the cow sale. We got a load. We got 13 stockers. One of them is a bull. He weighs about 1,100 pounds, and we knew he was a little spunky when we was loading him. He kind of put his head down a couple of times at Daniel and myself as we was loading him, so we knew he's a little spirited, and so we had him on the trailer right there. And as you pull into the cow cell to unload, they've got little side gates they shut up against your trailer so the cows can't get around your trailer. Well, Daniel informed the guy as he was unloading them, because I had already gone into the cell. Daniel was unloading the calves. Daniel had already told the guy that he was a little spirited and to be careful and to be ready. Well, the problem was the guy wasn't ready. He opened the gate and he was over there trying to shoo some cows off the trailer, and that bull come off pretty hot and heavy and pretty steamy and a little spunky, if you know what I mean. And as that bull come out, it came around the backside of that trailer right there. You see where I'm pointing? Now, it happened up there in the cow barn, but he come around the backside of that trailer right there, and that guy wasn't ready with that gate. He put his head down and he pushed that gate. Now, the problem is simply this. You see them woods? That's where my cow is. He went around the gate, out through the parking lot, see all these cars? And my cow is over there in the woods. Now, they've told me they're going to make good on the cow. The problem is, though, the bull, the problem is we don't know exactly what he weighed. So we're going to have some negotiations as to what we think this thing is worth. So, hey, we'll get through it. There's worse things in the world that's happened. I'm just happy all is alive and well, and we get to see another day.
Okay, everybody, I sent Bryant and Daniel to the sale with cows and they come back with more.
These are bred cows.
Yeah, these are all bred cows, and the number is how many months along they are. They're all very pretty. They all look super healthy. So we put them in the round pen so they can get used to just a new area. And then our cows will come up here and visit with them, and then we'll turn them out. That way they don't make a run for the fences and stuff.
See our cows coming?
There's our cows coming to check them out in the distance. I don't know if you can see them through there. They're coming up here to say, hey, we got visitors. So they're gonna come up and make friends. And that way these cows will be used to them and follow their lead and not run through any fences and all that kind of stuff. They're talking to each other, our cows and then the new ones. Look, cows are such social animals. They really are. Well, y'all, I know this is a longer video than normal, but I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of farming drama. But anyway, that's what it is. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you make the souvlaki. It is absolutely amazing. So I will see you guys next time on The Farm and Pastor's Wife. Thanks for joining. Remember, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all.